Former University of Michigan football coach Sherrone Moore is appearing in court. On Wednesday, as you may know, he was fired as coach, and then shortly after he was arrested. Now we have learned that he's facing 3 charges: home invasion, stalking, and breaking and entering. The university has said that Sherrone was fired for cause after finding out he was engaged in, quote, an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. We are looking at his first court appearance. Let's listen in.
In light of the factual scenario that gives rise to these charges, my best understanding from a thorough review of the police report and as much body-worn camera as I've had an opportunity to review is that I understand that our victim broke up. They had an intimate relationship for a number of years, defendant and victim, that our victim broke up with this defendant on Monday morning early, that there continued to be defendant making numerous phone calls and sending numerous texts from that time moving forward that she did not answer, did not respond to, and did not want. That eventually she presented herself to the University of Michigan, cooperated in some form of investigation there. As we all now know, defendant was at some point on Wednesday afternoon fired from his employment. He then, at some point soon thereafter, came to her apartment in the address that is alleged in the complaint, barged his way into that apartment, immediately then proceeded to a kitchen drawer, grabbed several butter knives and a pair of kitchen scissors, and began to threaten his own life. I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to make you watch. My blood is on your hands. You ruined my life. And a series of very, very threatening, intimidating, terrifying, quite frankly, statements and behaviors there.
This is what happens when you think that you can't be touched by the law. This is what happens when you think that all the girls belong to you. He basically thought this girl was never going to leave him, and she did because of whatever reasons, and he went crazy. And then he found out probably that she basically told everybody what's going on, leading him to get fired. This is the reason why he crashed out. It's because he saw his life go up in flames. And I also heard that the wife kicked him out the house as well. And she's the one that called the police that said he might be suicidal. He finally saw his life go up in flames and he didn't know what to do. So he crashed out. And now he has 3 counts: stalking, home invasion, and I forgot the other one, something to do with the knives or whatever. This is just shows you that you're not bigger than life. This shows you that stay with your wife and your kids. It's not worth it. There's no vagina worth you going crazy to where you lose your job, you lose your career, you lose millions, you lose your wife, you lose your kids, and you lose your side piece. But that's why you think about losing your life. This is ridiculous, but this needs to be a story shown to everybody because you got your situation and you making your money, especially as a black man. You got to stay 10 toes down and understand that you have to take care of your responsibilities because you are setting it up for the next man to be in your position, or you ruining the next man's chances to be in your position. This is the same thing what happened to the other guy, Michigan State, I believe it's Mel Tucker, but it wasn't as bad. But messing with a chick at the facility, at the campus, I think she was on his staff as well. Brothers, we got to wake up. Then the girl had all the text messages, all the messages. She was waiting for you to go off the rails. But the thing is, though, you go crazy because she dumped you, allegedly. Ain't no vagina worth me losing millions. I had a conversation with my wife. I said, ain't no vagina worth me losing millions. I got a family. I got kids. There's no woman out there that's going to make me lose millions. Going to make me lose my mind to jeopardize millions. This is a lesson, man. Ain't no vagina worth this. Now you sitting in jail, lost it all. This man, you look at this picture, man, he lost it all. And he realized that he lost it all. His life is over. We want people to have redemption. If he does get redemption, gets back in his position, you're coaching anywhere, it'll be a redemption story, but he has a lot of things to take care of. He's going to be in the storm for quite some time. This is going to be on national news, but it just shows you that you're not bigger than the program. Just because they paying you all this money don't mean you ain't gonna get caught. And it also shows you too, no girl should mess up your bread. No female should make you go so crazy where you crash out and you threaten to kill yourself, but then you messing up your bread, you messing up your money. Instead of just having a conversation with your wife and say, how can we figure this out? You already did wrong. This is when you talk to your wife and say, look, I messed up, but I don't want to lose the M's. You can get mad at me later, but how can we fix this? How can we figure this out? Because I don't want to lose my job. This man lost millions and millions of dollars. But that's the reason why he crashed out. He probably found out that she went in there. He got fired, talked to his wife. His wife got pissed off, kicked him out the house probably. He went over there. That's why he threatened to kill himself. Good thing he didn't threaten to kill the girl. He would have never got out. But it's just like, it's a story that needs to be told to these brothers, man. And that's not just athletes, but any brother in high position. You got to stay on your toes because you can get touched.
In that apartment. It was only then, Your Honor, when the victim, she called her attorney and then at some point indicated she was going to call the police, and then he left. And so, Your Honor, while I understand that there isn't evidence to suggest that he directly threatened the victim with any of those
That's what's
implements
saving
that
him.
I
He didn't threaten her.
The totality of the
He threatened to kill himself.
is
That's what's
highly
saving him.
threatening and highly intimidating. She was terrorized, Your Honor.
If you're an illegal alien, this runway is your future because you're headed home. I'm
Mr. Moore, could you state your name, please?
Sherrone Moore.
Sir, you are not to use alcohol, marijuana, or any other controlled substance that is not prescribed to you. You are not to possess or purchase a firearm or any other dangerous weapon. You are not to engage in criminal conduct of any kind whatsoever. You may not leave the state of Michigan without permission of the court. Prior to your release, you will be placed on a GPS tether. You will not be released before that GPS tether is placed upon you. You must continue all mental health treatment as a condition of your bond. The named victim in this case will not be placed on the record.
They protecting
You may not
that
have
girl, though.
contact with that individual.
They protecting that
means
girl.
No calling, no writing, no video chatting, no texting, no emailing, or any other form of contact the human mind can possibly fathom. No one in the world thinks that this person is going to reach out to you. Should they do so, and again, no one thinks that they're going to, you may not reply in any form or fashion. The named victim's address will not be placed on the record, but you may not go to that location for any reason whatsoever. Are we understood on the no contact and no go-to, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have any questions about that, you have a good attorney, simply ask them. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
He was released on $25K bond. He'll be going through trial. I think his saving grace in all of this, because you got to find a silver lining in this, is he didn't threaten the girl. He didn't threaten to kill the girl. That's the reason why they going to let him out on bond for $25K, because he didn't threaten the girl. If he would have went up in her house and threatened that girl, they would have kept that man underneath the jail. That is his saving grace in all of this. He threatened to kill himself, but he never threatened the girl. Because if he would have threatened that girl, we wouldn't be seeing none of this. It would have been no bond, in the jail until the trial, convicted. We already know the story. But this just needs to be a story to everybody in a position of power. You're a high college coach, making a lot of money. There's people out there that want to see you fail. There's people out there that get close to you, and then as soon as you do something they don't like, they'll turn you in. But I'll tell you this, young black men, you're never bigger than the system. Unless you are, owner of your own company, you making billions of dollars. But if you're still in a position where somebody is giving you a check, you will never be bigger than the system. This goes out to athletes, this goes out to coaches, this goes out to people in the corporate world. If there's somebody above you giving you a check, you're not bigger than the system. So you can always fall. Look how fast Michigan turned their back on him. Look how fast everybody turned their back on him, even his wife. He's by himself. He's going to be going through this storm for a very, very long time. But let this be a lesson to everybody, especially black brothers. You're never bigger than this system. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. As always, we're going to keep this thing rocking, keep it going. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate the support. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you watch the full videos. Get those hours up. But the daily show is coming soon. Appreciate y'all. I'm out.